So there's a video of a guy on Instagram. He's saying that there's now today he's seeing that there's more fathers stepping back into their kids' lives.
It's literally a video of a black father. He's carrying his daughter in his hands and talking about how he sees there is a difference between being a father, a millennial father, I guess, or Generation Z, or whatever you want to call the spectrum of fathers right now, currently, that we are actually stepping up versus the fathers from the past who have left their child behind, or they'll come in and out of their lives. You know, for example, my father, you know, he wasn't really there in the situation. Oh my God.
Josh.
For example, he disappeared like Josh did just now.
That is correct. All right, so quick little story for y'all. So I was taking Journey to go get her first Santa Claus Christmas picture or whatever. So when I took her, the fella playing Santa at the time, he was like smiling, like hard. And I was like, all right, that's a little weird. We're gonna get this picture because the wife wants this picture. I always thought that was weird to sit on the man's lap. I don't know. But anyway, so took the picture, right? After Journey took the picture, like he literally took his glove off and like had his hand out for a handshake. And he was like, man, it's so good to see a black father actually out with his daughter. Like, I'm proud of you.
This is a white guy?
This was a white guy, yo.
You don't say that.
That's what I'm saying. Bro, I literally.
No, wait.
Hey, this story turned from warm and cozy to, wait a minute.
This whole time I was picturing like some old gray-haired black dude. Like,
no, y'all, this was a white man.
Crazy.
You know my problem with it? I think that right there in itself is feeding into the narrative that black fathers are absent from the household.
And that's exactly what I told him. I was like, I appreciate you for actually telling me that, but at the same time, don't think that every black father is not in their child's life. Right? I want you to know that there are multiple men out here, and I am a witness of that, who are actually in their daughters, their sons' lives, they multiple kids' lives. I was like, it's good that you're trying to put some shine on it, but at the same time, I was like, this is actually discouraging, and it's not putting a good look. So I said, please don't do that no more to black people. And he was
it's toxic positivity.
That part. That's a real thing, people.
Ooh. Look at Fred.
That's a phrase. Hold on.
I was reading, Fred.
Yep. That was on Instagram. Hey, I read that too. That don't have me like, yo. I know some people.
Toxic positivity.
The thing about toxic positivity, though, you can't take I think that post I was reading, like they were saying, don't be positive at all. You know what I'm saying? That's how I read it. Like, you can't tell somebody to keep their head up. You know, give them.
No, that's not how it was.
That's how I was reading it, bro.
Like, if somebody
it's like somebody wants to express themselves. Fred, we just had this conversation. Like, somebody went through it. They had a hard day at work. They bring that stuff home, and they need to vent and get that weight off of their shoulders instead of just leaving it at work, right? So I get that, but after you let it out, like your day needs to go on, and you need to bring some more positivity into that.
Think about it. It's like you being oblivious to situations that are occurring to you. So, like for instance, like if somebody is going through a rough time, and there is truly no like real positive outcome of that situation, like at the end of the day, you always gonna be negative. The thing is, they're so oblivious to the situation. They're like, I'm gonna always be great. There's no problem. There's no issue. Like, I am perfectly fine. But right, you're just being optimistic.
Flying out.
Right. So it's like they're going to you saying this, but you know their situation is horrible, basically. So it's like, I don't want you to be oblivious. I want you to take the time out to be logical about what's happening with you, and just know I'm here to support you. versus like just being oblivious with them and saying, yeah, you're gonna be perfectly fine, everything's gonna be Gucci, when you know it's not gonna be okay. That's basically toxic positivity.
That's all right.
It's hard.
So basically, what you telling me is that people lying.
People
Yeah,
are,
that's what
What does it sound like?
it sounds like ignorance is bliss.
They lying to
I
each
won't say
other.
that.
No.
I won't say that because I got a few examples of where that could, it could be
A few.
where someone is terminally ill.
mm-hmm. That's exactly what happened.
Yeah.
You're listening to the doctor saying, all right, this looks good.
Mm-hmm.
And they're taking that part, okay, this looks good, that means I'm good.
Right.
But they're just saying that looks good, aside from you're still, it's any day now. You know what I'm saying? They're not hearing that last part.
Mm-hmm.
They're hearing the good news, and then I'm taking this as a win, and I'm gonna go home and tell my peoples that my doctor said this right here is looking good, but that piece has nothing to do with the actual overall outcome of of your illness.
See, when I heard y'all explain it, I wasn't thinking so much of what'd you say, Fred?
Ignorance is bliss.
Ignorance is bliss. I wasn't thinking that. I was thinking more so of like just having a yes man around you. Like they gonna be positive, even if the sky falling and fire all around you. You know what I'm saying? They ain't gonna be like, yo, we need to get out of here. They gonna be like, oh, this way ain't cold right now. Like, ooh. You know what I'm saying?
It don't have to be a yes man. It could be a Rico.
But that was a real good situation. What you said was a good example.
It could be a what?
A Rico. From Pay.
Rico.
Oh. Hey, get shot every day, B. Hey, no, but hey, Josh, I'm in the same boat. I took it a different way too. Like based off your story, James, I took toxic positivity as a negative reinforcement of a stereotype through a compliment. Because you said that he told you he's glad to see a black man taking care of his kids. It's like, okay, that's a compliment there, but it's backhanded. So I thought it was
backhanded
like reinforcement.
Yeah.
You know what? That's like calling a black woman strong.
Yep. Don't call a black woman strong.
The same thing as calling a black woman strong.
The idea of saying that you're so strong or that you're strong, like in the moment where a black woman is reaching to be assisted, they're met with, oh no, you're so strong. You're strong because you have to be. And so by just telling someone, oh no, you're a strong black woman, it pushes the narrative that you need to suppress your emotions in that moment and just worry about making it out of your circumstance versus actually saying, we have a community here that's going to help you. Saying that you're strong because you have to be versus saying that we're here to support you. And so telling someone to be strong is ignoring everything that they're feeling and everything that they're going through because, oh, you strong so you can deal with it. So the same reason that black women have been mistreated within the medical field because they think, and there was science that used to say that black people were more tolerable of pain, or there was science that said that black people had extra ligament in their leg, which is why they ran faster and jumped higher. Which is the same reason when Serena,
muscle, yeah.
when Serena was Serena Williams, not Serena Kenley K. Cooper Sims, Dr. Kenley Cooper, my bad. But so when Serena Williams gave birth, she said one of the reasons she almost died was because the doctors weren't listening to her when she said something's wrong. I shouldn't feel this much pain, and they were like, "No, you're fine. You're a strong black woman. You can deal with it." So a lot of times the voices of black women aren't heard with the medicine because of the idea that they're strong.
You said we can't say black women should be strong because it perpetuates a negative stereotype that formed that opinion in the first place, correct? So, if we should not say women are strong because it perpetuates a negative stereotype, does that mean women are supposed to be weak?
No.
And not supposed to do as much or like be strong like a man? Or is it just because, you know what I'm saying? That's my question.
Fred won't this one.
That's just my question.
Go ahead, Fred.
I love it. Weakness is a privilege. Being able to be weak is a privilege.
Okay.
So being able to be vulnerable without judgment is a privilege. Being able to be rescued is a privilege. Because being weak and being a damsel in distress is a privilege. And it feeds into patriarchy perfectly. The whole idea of Karens right now is the idea of a woman who is weak and vulnerable who needs to be protected. And so we're rushing to her aid to help her. So saying that a woman is strong not necessarily says that she doesn't deserve to be rescued and deserves to be treated, but it's you've proven that you can handle yourself, so why don't you go handle it while we come aid this person who is vulnerable and who is looked at as weak and needing to be nurtured and needing to be rescued.